Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all, fancy cars, big houses, overflowing bank accounts, yet still feel empty inside? Today, we're diving into Psalm 49, a powerful reminder that true wealth isn't measured by what's in your wallet, but by what's in your heart. Now, let's dive deeper into this. In today's society, wealth is often measured by the size of our bank accounts, the cars we drive, and the houses we live in. Social media is flooded with images of luxury, designer clothes, exotic vacations, and lavish lifestyles. But is that really what wealth is all about? Is that the legacy we want to leave behind? Psalm 49 verses 16 to 17 says, "Do not be overawed when a man grows rich, when the splendor of his house increases, for he will take nothing with him when he dies, his splendor will not descend with him." This verse cuts through the illusion that material wealth has lasting value. It reminds us that no matter how much we accumulate, we can't take it with us when we leave this world. Think about it, have you ever seen a U-Haul following a hearse? Of course not. Because no matter how much we own, it all stays behind. This psalm isn't just a warning, it's an invitation to reevaluate what we consider valuable. True prosperity isn't about accumulating wealth and material possessions, it's about living a life of purpose, generosity, and alignment with God's will. It's about the relationships we build, the lives we touch, and the legacy of faith and love we leave behind. When we chase after wealth for the wrong reasons, we can easily become consumed by greed, selfishness, and a never-ending desire for more. It's like drinking salt water, the more you consume, the thirstier you become. But when we understand that true wealth comes from God, we can approach wealth and prosperity from a completely different perspective. We begin to see wealth as a tool, not an end in itself. We can use our resources to bless others, to make a positive impact on our communities, and to advance God's kingdom. Our lives become characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion, rather than by the relentless pursuit of more. Let's take a moment to pray. Lord, give us wisdom to handle wealth responsibly. Help us not to be consumed by greed but to live lives that honor you. May our hearts always be centered on you, not just on material possessions. Amen. As we reflect on this prayer, let's remember that true wealth is not just about money. It's about living a life that is rich in purpose, rich in relationships, and rich in spiritual depth. It's about finding joy in the simple things, a kind word, a helping hand, a heart full of gratitude. When we understand that true wealth comes from God, we approach life with a sense of humility, gratitude, and responsibility. We recognize that everything we have is a gift from God and that we are stewards of His resources. This perspective shifts our focus from what we can get to what we can give. As stewards of God's resources, we have a responsibility to use our wealth wisely. This doesn't mean we can't enjoy the fruits of our labor, but it does mean we should be mindful of how we use our resources. Are we using them to make a positive impact on our communities? Are we advancing God's kingdom and blessing others? Let's commit today to approach wealth and prosperity from a biblical perspective. Let's recognize that true wealth comes from God and that we are stewards of His resources. Let's use our wealth wisely, to make a positive impact on our communities, advance God's kingdom, and bless others. Consider the story of the rich young ruler in the Gospels. He had everything, wealth, status, and influence, but when Jesus asked him to sell his possessions and follow him, he walked away sorrowfully. Why? Because his heart was tied to his wealth. This story serves as a powerful reminder that our relationship with wealth can either draw us closer to God or pull us away from Him. On the flip side, think about the widow who gave 2 small coins at the temple. Jesus praised her, not because of the amount she gave, but because of the heart behind her giving. She gave out of her poverty, trusting God to provide for her needs. This is the kind of generosity that reflects true wealth, a heart fully surrendered to God. As we live out our faith in this way, we'll experience a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and joy that goes beyond anything that wealth and material possessions can provide. We'll experience a sense of connection with God, with others, and with our own hearts. We'll experience a sense of alignment with God's will and a sense of fulfillment of our purpose. So, let's commit today to pursue true wealth, to pursue a life that is rich in purpose, rich in relationships, and rich in spiritual depth. Let's pursue a life that is characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion. Let's pursue a life that honors God and makes a positive impact on our communities. As we pursue this life, let's remember that true wealth is not something we can achieve on our own. It requires faith, trust, and dependence on God. It requires us to surrender our lives to God, to trust in His goodness and provision, and to follow His leading and guidance. Let's trust that He will provide for us, that He will guide us, and that He will give us the wisdom and resources we need to live a life that honors Him. As we trust in God's goodness and provision, let's remember that true wealth is not just about financial prosperity, it's about living a life that is rich in purpose, rich in relationships, and rich in spiritual depth. It's about living a life that is characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion. It's about living a life that honors God and makes a positive impact on our communities. So, let's commit today to pursue true wealth, to pursue a life that is rich in purpose, rich in relationships, and rich in spiritual depth. Let's pursue a life that is characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion. Let's pursue a life that honors God and makes a positive impact on our communities. As we pursue this life, let's remember that we are not alone. We have God's presence, God's guidance, and God's provision to help us along the way. We have the support of our community, the encouragement of our friends and family, and the power of prayer to help us overcome any obstacles we may face. So, let's commit today to pursue true wealth, to pursue a life that is rich in purpose, rich in relationships, and rich in spiritual depth. Let's pursue a life that is characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion. Let's pursue a life that honors God and makes a positive impact on our communities. As we pursue this life, let's remember that it's a journey, not a destination. It's a process of growth, transformation, and maturity. It's a process of learning to trust God more, to depend on Him more, and to seek His guidance and wisdom more. So, let's be patient with ourselves, let's be kind to ourselves, and let's be gentle with ourselves as we journey towards true wealth. Let's celebrate our successes, let's learn from our failures, and let's keep moving forward, one step at a time. If you've stayed with me this far, I believe God is already working in your life. These Psalms are more than just words, they're promises. And as you declare them with faith, expect miracles. As you continue on this journey of faith, remember that God's promises are yes and amen. He is faithful to His word, and He will fulfill every promise He has made to you. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Remember that God's timing is perfect, and He is always working behind the scenes to bring about His plans and purposes in your life. Keep declaring these Psalms over your life, and trust that God is working to bring about breakthroughs and blessings. Remember that you are blessed, you are favored, and abundance is your portion. Now, I want to hear from you. How have these Psalms touched your life? Have you experienced a breakthrough or seen a change in your circumstances? Drop your testimonies in the comments below. And if this message blessed you, don't keep it to yourself, share it with someone who needs it. Whether it's a friend, family member, or coworker, share the blessing and let's spread the message of hope and encouragement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss more videos like this. We're building a community of faith and encouragement, and I'm honored to have you be a part of it. As we close, I want to leave you with a final encouragement. Remember that you are blessed, you are favored, and abundance is your portion. Don't let anyone or anything convince you otherwise. You are a child of God, and you have a rightful inheritance of blessing and prosperity. So, walk in confidence, walk in faith, and expect great things to happen in your life. Until next time, stay faithful and expectant. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Keep believing, keep trusting, and keep declaring God's promises over your life. And remember, when God makes a promise, He always keeps it. So, hold on to His promises, and trust that He will bring them to pass in your life.